Oh, I get it. Another $1,000 for you in about 6-7 minutes, 2:30. So listen for that keyword to go fund yourself last week to grab one of those. So when you get them, whether it's with Rover or Stansbury or me, Corey, make sure you're trying to win. Kyle in Westlake. What's going on, Kyle?
Hey, what's going on today? Mary, I was at the show last night. I was sitting next to the shroom guy.
Oh, yeah?
Good for you.
I'm sorry.
So you
Kyle was shouting in your ear the whole time.
Kyle was witness to the whole fracas.
God. I just want to let you know the show is still great, but I figured like me and my wife want to go when you're at the hilarities, and hopefully it'll be a little bit less heckling.
It was just, that was like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So I don't know that it was necessarily, I think it was just a perfect storm of people being drunk and excited to be out, and it's a Tuesday, and I don't know what it was, but I appreciate you coming, and I would like to make it known that that's not how it normally goes.
There had to be a part of us. However,
cool.
thank you, Kyle.
Day.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
There had to be a part, albeit small, there had to be a small part of Brian that loved watching all that go down.
I don't think Brian has ever seen me have a bad show.
That's why he loved it.
Because he only ever...
He's like, I got to see the other side of the coin.
He generally comes out when I'm like he came, the first show he came to, I sold out at Hilarities. You know what I mean? And then he came to like my album recording, or he'll see me open for Dave Attell. You know what I mean? So that last night was the first time.
When you're playing with house money, he shows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
He comes to the big shows, you know?
Right.
And so last night was the first time I think he had seen me struggle.
You know, Bill's Eskimo Brothers with the big show.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
There you go. Hell yeah.
So was the drive home just him consoling you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty much me crying.
Honey, don't worry about
He's like,
it.
You're not a bad comic.
You can sit on my face when we get home.
He had a lack of work day today. They've been doing those lately, which is like there's just not enough work to go around. So
Lack of work day.
There's not enough
There's
work
a
to
lot
go
of
around.
garbage out there.
I guess not that much.
What?
So you can take the day off. You don't get paid, but you're not like penalized for it. So for the first time in a very long time, we got to have morning sex, which is like,
Your boyfriend works in waste management, and you're saying there isn't enough work to go around right now?
sometimes there's like
Have you been out there?
There's like randomly slow weeks or days
Guys,
or whatever.
There's no garbage. I don't know what to tell
Or
you.
if they have a lot of employees and they give it to the people with the highest seniority. So they're like, hey, you want to take a day off? He's like, I absolutely do.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's why he came to the show last night, because he didn't have to go into work at 4 o'clock this morning.
Right.
So he came to the
see.
show last night, and yes, we were consoled with. I honestly think morning sex might be the best thing that's ever been invented.
Well, because you're still kind of hazy.
Yeah.
Now, do you brush your teeth before?
I did. I was the initiator.
Yeah.
I do, too.
Woke up,
Some
went
people-
to the bathroom, brushed my teeth.
Some people want it warts and all in the morning,
Oh,
and
no,
I'm
no.
like, I want to brush my teeth. And, one of us has to brush our teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you baby bird the toothpaste into the other person.
Yeah. That's right,
dude.
man.
We actually, whenever that's the situation, we don't do a lot of kissing. A little bit, little pecks here, but we're like not
Yeah, it's not a
making
makeout.
out.
Morning makeouts aren't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But it was, so that helped.
Now, because you are on a different kind of schedule, does morning for you mean 11:30?
It was like 10.
Okay.
It wasn't 7,
Not 6 a.m.
but he didn't have
They were
to
still
work, so he
serving
slept
breakfast.
in.
It was still during breakfast hours.
It was breakfast hours.
Where?
And
At
boy,
Wendy's.
Oh, at Wendy's?
Get it,
Oh.
place. No place else even serves breakfast.
Why haven't you told me that before?
I tell you every day.
All right.
He doesn't listen to the show.
I guess
He
not.
doesn't listen to the show, Bill. But yeah, so he was consoling me on the way home, and it was so funny because I tried to explain it to him. Like it got to a point where I'm like bitching and trying to go over the scenario in my head, and like what did I do wrong type of a thing, and he started to get like frustrated.
Yeah, because why would you go down that road? You've had bad
Yes.
shows before. That's
Yes.
all this was.
He was like, "Dude, you're not a bad comic. Like, let it go." He was getting
Right.
annoyed that I was
You're
annoyed.
just a female comic.
I know.
There's
Yes,
nothing you can do
it's
about
just
it.
women are not funny. I mean, that's all there is to it.
See, I had kind of an opposite thing. I did a show Monday in Amherst, and I walked in and I thought it was going to be that.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be
Rowdy.
a rowdy shrimp show, and they ended up being fantastic. Like they were
That's always good.
hanging on to my every word. I mean, they were having drinks and having a good time, but like I was able to do the material that I wanted to do, and it went really well because a lot of that stuff is newer stuff. I'm trying to work on
Yeah.
a new hour, and The first time I looked down at my watch, it had been 30 minutes, and I was like, oh, yes.
But it was the opposite for you
yes,
and
it
I.
was like,
I was
it was so good. Yeah.
I was so distracted in trying to wrangle people that I was like, damn, I still have another 15 minutes. And you were like, oh, damn.
I've done 30 minutes, and
yeah.
I've gotten through 3 chunks of material.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I still got, I'm not even going to be able to do everything I want to do tonight.
Sure.
Because it's going so well.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Rowdy Shrimp Show helping out in the video department next week.
Oh, yes.
We'll see
Spoiler
about that.
alert there.
We'll see about
I know,
that.
that's your purview. That's all
He's on thin ice.
up to you. I've got to give you some money here. I don't have to. I want to. I want to increase your net worth by $1,000.
Then give me $1,000.
Me too.
To go fund yourself.
Oh, to them.
Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword GREEN at WMMS.com. That's green. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from outside Ohio, I'd like to know where Zach listens in New Orleans. Spencer is a bureau chief in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Deanna's in Birmingham, Michigan. Christina's out in Vegas. You can leave messages anytime you like to.
Hey, Alan. So you guys were talking about Rihanna in the Super Bowl yesterday, and you mentioned how her streams were up 700%. The network and Apple got what they wanted because more people tuned in to watch her than the actual game. And Fenty was probably the most successful product advertising in the entire event because it got more eyeballs, more impressions, and she killed it. So everyone was happy at the end of the day. Love you, bye.
But
Yeah, they said that
we
the
decided she didn't kill it.
well, I don't. Again, the
Good. No.
jury is out on that, but they said that it was one of the most watched Super Bowls ever. It was like the third most watched Super Bowl of all time. They got like 123 million people or something watching the Super Bowl. Again, my point was simply that I didn't see an upside for Rihanna to do the Super Bowl because you don't get paid. She's pregnant. I understand exposure. You also have to understand that probably the majority of people watching the Super Bowl halftime show don't know what Fenty makeup is. There's going to be a contingent of that group that knows that. They're really into her. The people who are watching for her. But you got all kinds of people watching the game. Then she comes on. They know who she is. Again, her streams are up 600, 700%, so that's good. But ain't nobody getting rich on streaming. So, yeah, exposure, I mean, I guess.
I mean, but when you're getting as many streams as she's getting, you're making a lot of money still. Like,
But you have to get that many streams to like, make money. I mean,
yeah,
again,
but when you're
these are
getting hundreds of millions of streams like her in a year.
right. But again, these
you're
people,
making
she's in that group
millions
of
of
people
dollars,
like
yeah.
Kanye. You know, these people are all getting rich not from their music. They're getting rich because they have sneakers,
Right.
a makeup line. I mean, that's how they get to be billionaires, not because their streaming is. So,
Yeah, but if you got something that is mailbox money where you can, pay your light bill, that's not so bad.
pay your light bill.
She's probably got a pretty high light bill.
I bet she does. I bet she does. She was on the hook for every bulb at the Super Bowl. Hey, Chris,
Hey, what's going on?
how are you?
Good. Yeah, I was at the show last night.
Good for you.
It was actually me and my wife's first time ever seeing her.
Oh,
And no, but your material, like, it was awesome. Even the dark stuff was great. You're absolutely right, though. Like, the crowd, that was the first time I've ever experienced that. And it was from the Trump lady to the Shroom lady. It was god awful.
It was
God
chaos.
awful. And I just want to say sorry. That was totally horrible.
Well, I don't
who's
want
doing
you.
the raping? Kyle Hunt calls.
I don't want you guys apologizing to me. It's one of those things where I just wanted, like you said, it's the first time you had ever seen me live. So I just wanted it to be publicly known that that's not usually how shows go. That seemed like a perfect storm. Like I said, I have
But
never.
imagine if it was.
If that's how every
Listen,
show
there are
I
comics-
did was.
There are comics that is like their crowd is, and they kind of have to wrangle them at every show, and it is.
That's work. That's the
Ugh.
hardest I think I've ever had to work on stage. And that's what
But your material killed, though.
Well,
It
see,
was awesome.
I appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and it'll be fun next time too. I promise. I just wanted that to be known that it's like, hey, this was kind of a once in a career type of show so far.
So far. Yet. That's right. Okay, thank you, Chris. I appreciate the attendance. Thank you for your kind words. Well, we've got another major celebrity to mourn. Star of Seinfeld. Star of 1 million years BC. Raquel Welch has died.
Oh, wow.
The age of 82. You know who Raquel Welch is, Poundcake?
I do not, but you said she was on Seinfeld, so.
Yep.
God needed a dancer that didn't move its arms.
when Molly Shannon and when Kramer gets up there and accepts the Emmy, right, for Scarsdale, or the Tony for Scarsdale Surprise, and Raquel Welch is in it. She was famously married many, many times. She's got a foxy daughter. Tawny Welch was very young when she was in the movie Cocoon. And she was
famous poster. That was
yeah.
in Shawshank Redemption.
Yep. And she won a
And
lot of...
it was actually famous before that. Did you know that? There's a fun fact.
It was famous before that. Yeah, her real name was Jo Tejeda from Chicago, Illinois. And her parents were from Bolivia. And she took her middle name was Raquel. And she took Raquel Welch as her stage name. She started as a TV weather girl in San Diego. And she got into movies and was one of the most famous actresses of all time. Huge in the 80s, the 90s. Did tons and tons of movies. The last film she did, How to Be a Latin Lover, in 2017. But she played herself in the last Naked Gun movie. And she was lovely. So I don't know how she died. She was...
After a brief illness is the only thing I found.
A brief illness.
I don't know
All
what
right.
that means.
Well, she was also a Hollywood conservative. You know how... I'll get to some of that Roseanne stuff later on for those of you who didn't have the distinct pleasure of enjoying that. But, Hollywood conservatives always feel put upon and stick together. But she would do things for the USO, and by all accounts, Raquel Welch was a very, very nice person. But yeah, she was the poster in the Shawshank Redemption, right? Because it was from that movie. It was from 1 million years BC, right?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen 1 million years BC or the Shawshank Redemption?
I've seen Shawshank Redemption.
You're a guy.
Yeah.
The Shawshank Redemption is like Titanic for guys.
So good.
They get all misty-eyed over
Such
it.
a good movie.
So
so you just want to have friends,
The warden calls her Miss Fuzzy Britches because, of course, she's wearing it's a prehistoric movie that she got really famous. Anyway, Raquel Welch, dead at 82. We were talking about all the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Super Bowl ads. We completely glossed over The Flash, which I couldn't have cared less about The Flash, right? That Ezra Miller, he rubs me the wrong way. But I forgot Michael Keaton is the Batman again.
Yeah,
and when Michael
Batman
Keaton shows up, Affleck, because it's the multiverse, and then they got Supergirl. Henry Cavill screwed again in that movie. But Michael Keaton showing up as the Batman in that Tim Burton 1989 suit, I can't wait.
And they showed all the suits behind him.
Oh,
I was studying all there.
wait.
There's a blue and gray one. Very cool. I think Affleck wears a blue and gray one in one scene. I'm very excited about that. We did it on my podcast last night. We kind of dug into the Flash and all the their new Superman that they're going to have and the new Batman but yeah, that Flash trailer looked awesome. And I'm going to be honest, the Indiana Jones one had me a little bit like, hey, did they figure out the CGI to make him, this old man, look like a not old man? And it was also just quick flashes of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It made me, I just love the first
I do
Indiana
too,
Jones
but...
movies, but I just want that one to be good, but I don't think it's going to be. But yeah, the Flash looks really fun.
Yeah, I forgot all about it, but it looks like they're throwing all their eggs in one basket for that thing. And
They kind of have to.
I guess that was the spot that got like the most engagement, which is all anybody wants anymore. With the most engagement with the audience out of every other Super Bowl ad was that trailer for The Flash. And that's probably due in large part to Michael Keaton. So that'll be very exciting.
Yeah, I love that classic Batman suit from the '89 Batman with the yellow Batman emblem. Oh, it's the best.
The Dave Grohl Crown Royal ad got a lot of people happy too. And people learned something. You know, it's not all the time that you can learn something from an advertisement, but the Dave Grohl Crown Royal ad, which was him thanking Canada, as that's where it's country of origin, for football during the Super Bowl, took some people by surprise.
Let's thank Canada. Thank you for legends of music and heroes of comedy. Thank you for giving us hockey, basketball, and thank you for football.
What? No way.
Yeah, look it up. Thank you, Canada.
Yeah, thank you, Canada, for football. Thank you for giving us football.
Well, you're welcome for lacrosse because that's their national sport. So, and we stole that from.
Not hockey?
Yeah. It's not. It's actually lacrosse.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know what our national sport is. I think it's badminton.
Badminton.
Cornhole.
It should be.
So, so a lot of people probably went right to the Wikipedia. But again, if you've ever been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the lovely town of Canton, Ohio, you know that already. They explain the whole thing, that football as we know it was basically brought here by the Canadians in the 1800s. Dave Grohl, though, getting people hip to it in the Crown Royal ad. I've got to take a break.